Oi, pessoal, tudo bem? Meu nome é Juliana Barbosa, sou repórter aqui do Metrópoles e hoje vamos entrevistar os protagonistas da quarta temporada de Bridgerton, dessa segunda parte, que vai lançar dia 26 de fevereiro na Netflix. Hi everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Juliana, I am from Brazil. I have very funny to talk to you again. My first question is you, Luke. Benedict has always been the most outside the box Bridgerton. This season, do you think his biggest lesson is about love or about the freedom to be who he truly is?
I think definitely love, because I think this whole quest about who you truly are can only take you so far. I think, and like, he has done a lot of exploring and experimenting, and he's a very curious and open spirit, which is great. But I think love is about who you are, but it's also about who this other person is, and also how they can stretch you outside yourself and make you do and think things that you never even thought possible. And I think, in a strange kind of way, falling in love is the most out of character thing that Benedict could have done. Like, he's not someone who is used to that kind of emotional risk. And so I think, like, the moments in life when we act out of character are always the most interesting ones. Like, it's so interesting to have a character who wouldn't do something usually suddenly do something in the most sort of like spectacularly complicated way, in the way only maybe he could, and only in the way that Sophie could. So yeah, I think it's definitely about love more than about himself. I think, like, he's had some time with himself, and we're only interesting up to a point by ourselves, I think.
Yerin, many fans say you were the perfect casting choice to play Sophie. Was there any trait of yours that ended up becoming part of Sophie?
Any traits of mine? I think I always try to figure out what traits I relate to Sophie. I think it goes the other way. And then through my experiences and the life that I've lived, the short life that I've lived, I'm able to hook onto the things and then bring myself towards Sophie. And there's a lot of qualities to her that I really resonate with. I think I relate to her sassiness. I relate to in to a certain extent, the feeling of betrayal, but also the resilience and setting of boundaries, and also feeling like, are you deserving of love, or do you feel like you're worthy? Like, there's loads of parts of me that I really relate to. So I felt like I stepped up to her rather than bringing her to me. Yeah.
Whenever a Bridgerton couple really works, rumors start flying. Do you keep up with that, or do you prefer they stay Benedict and Sophie only exist in fiction modes?
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of, the rest is sort of up to, I think people can think and say what they like. It sort of doesn't, I sort of think, and I think it's a reflection of the show. I think that's all it is. I think the interest only comes from the fact that you're being presented an illusion, which is Benedict and Sophie. And so you want to sort of, like, I don't know, like, it's lovely in a way. It's sort of wish fulfillment. They want it to be real or whatever. But I think, like, it's, you know, the job is to give a part of yourself, but also, as I say, as soon as you finish the show, you sort of let go of it, and everyone gets to interact with it and project themselves onto it. And I guess at that point, it's not really anything to do with us anymore. Do you know what I mean? It feels sort of unrelated to us. It feels like something that they can do to their heart's content. Yeah.
Araminta is definitely not the most loved character in Bridgerton. What is like to play someone the audience absolutely loves to hate?
I'm having the best time. I love playing Araminta. It's one of the, my favorite roles I've ever played. I I adore her, and that's all that matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I love Araminta.
Oh,
I
thank
love your sweeter. Posy is much sweeter and more hopeful. What are the biggest challenge in portraying someone who lives in the shadow of such a dominant figure as Araminta?
Mm, biggest challenge, as an actor, it's hard to not concede
because, you know, Araminta is such a force. So, you know, it's fun to see Posy have to really stay strong to herself in those moments. But I think as a character, you know, it's almost like it doesn't really phase her because she is such a positive person and always thinks the best of people and, you know, assumes the best. So yeah, it almost wasn't much of a challenge because she is such a happy person. So I just had to tell myself to just be happy all the time. And it's a nice place to be mentally, you know, on a job where you just have to be having fun. Yeah.
With the season finally, fans will start creating theories. Do you think Araminta or Posy could be the next Lady Whistledown?
Well, yeah, we've discussed this already.
Yeah.
Why not?
Araminta as Lady Whistledown would be
Araminta is a good Lady Whistledown.
amazing. That's her revenge.
Oh, that's
She
a
was
good
looking at
revenge.
the final scene, she was looking at everyone and she was smiling because she was like, y'all have no idea what's coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I don't
Oh, but Posy's, if you were a Lady Whistledown, I think.
She wouldn't want to report on
I
gossip.
know.
She'd be
I
like,
know.
I ate this today.
Everything is beautiful.
Yeah. I had this really pretty bow in my hair today.
Yeah, and people would be like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Yeah.
Para quem nos acompanhou até agora, meu muito obrigada. Lembre-se de curtir, compartilhar e para saber outras notícias do mundo do entretenimento, basta seguir o metrópoles.com e nos acompanhar nas redes sociais. Tchau, tchau.